Svarog, the monstrous mechanical wall standing between blazerdono and his goal. We've made it all this way using only the Trailblazer, overcome many a foe, but this robot is on a whole nother level. Let me get to the point. With my current equipment, it is impossible to defeat him. New equipment, new power must be obtained. To reach the unreachable side beyond the menacing machine, I will need the unreachable side. That is to say, it's gacha time. I've yet to spend any limited warp tickets or stellar jade, so I've enough to hit pity once. We're pulling for light cones. It just so happens that Blade's light cone banner of version 1.2 is absolutely cracked. If I can walk away with a bunch of Arlen and Xusheng light cones, plus blades, I'll be one happy Trailblazer. This is a slightly off-putting experience. Have you ever witnessed a warp without music on? Sure, you're hearing music right now because I edited it in. But as for what I was hearing at the time, kinda weird, huh? Oh, first Arlen light cone. Sweet! Hey, Xusheng's swordplay. One of each, featured 4-star so far. Second swordplay. Third swordplay. Fourth swordplay. Wow, that's 4 in a row. I like you too, Light Cone Xusheng, but please let Arlen have the spotlight. Alright, I give. Do as you please. That's a maxed swordplay. All 5 in a row. How about releasing the Hunt Trailblazer next, Hoyoverse? That's the one. This light cone's name could not better fit the Svarog situation. With its power, I hope that side becomes reachable. However, it alone will not be enough. I also need more attack. The only way to get that is through relics. This is a problem, because the number of relics available to me are limited. Cavern of Corrosion does not unlock until sometime after Svarog. My only remaining way to get relics is from precious chests, the kind formidable foes guard, or that certain quests grant. Their rewards are limited to 2 and 3-star Thief and Musketeer, so 4-piece boxing is off the table. Remember in the previous episode when I said having speed as the main stat for those boots could be an issue? Well, it is. Speed isn't going to help in this fight. I need attack percent boots. And unfortunately, the 4-star Musketeer ones I got from her to Space Station are HP percent. To offset the loss of Boxing's 4-piece set effect that gives 25% attack, I'll need 3-star attack percent Musketeer boots, and to use one other 4-star piece from the Space Station store. If only I could use Findy to help me find some attack percent boots. I looked everywhere I could to get these boots. I struggled through formidable foes. I did whatever quests my mission log had. I solved every single one of those minecart puzzles. Yes! I don't know how many chucks were left, but I'm pretty sure it was in the single digits. What crazy luck. My dude, get over here. We need a picture. You quite possibly just saved the series. Do your minecart puzzles, everyone. Do your minecart puzzles. With these leveled, that's 17.2% attack. When combined with the 2-piece musketeer effect, that's 29.2%, a whole 4.2% higher than a 4-piece no attack percent boots boxing set effect. Plus, it doesn't have to build stacks. Okay, that's everything. Blazerdono is the strongest he can possibly be at this point, barring superimposes on his 5-star light cone. I can now say it. I'm back, Mr. Svarog.
Rules are made to be broken.
Calculating result. Module overload. Purge initiated.
Just a scratch.
Calculating result.
Let's go. How about this?
Executing operation.
Be broken!
Shoot, I need more crits. Well, with my current crit rate, that shouldn't be too tall an order.
How about this? Yeah! You're out!
Transmission blocked.
How about
Hold
this?
on. Hold on. Svarog just changed his attack pattern from the previous fight. In case you don't think that's surprising, you should know that Starrail has scripted boss battles. The boss will always use the same moves in the same order every single time. Of course, actions can be manipulated via status effects and weakness break, but neither of those are taking place in this battle. This is an unforeseen variable, and it's a big problem. To get to the bottom of this, I ran the fight many more times. This is what Svarog is supposed to do. After shrewd bombing, he issues overload warning to the arm. This triggers his turn to advance forward, giving him a total of 4 additional attacks to further increase blazerdono's energy before the arm's turn that ends the battle. This is the unexpected attack pattern. After shrewd bombing, he issues overload warning to the arm. His turn is not advanced forward, and he only has 2 attacks, meaning blazerdono's energy cannot recover enough for an ultimate before the arm's turn that ends the battle. There are no special conditions in play, no status effects, no weakness breaks. The cause of this discrepancy? Svarog's health value. If Svarog's health is greater than or equal to 30%, he will advance his turn as expected. If he's 29% or less, he will not advance his turn. I would like to reiterate that this is a huge problem. The fight is no longer just about damaging Svarog. It's about controlling his total health so that it lands as close as possible to 30% on the turn he uses overload warning, and then afterwards finding a way to close the battle with 1 attack and 1 ultimate. Thus, I ran the fight a dozen or so more times and started formulating the exact attacks and damage values I required to achieve it. I needed opening the fight with an ultimate and missing the crit, using only skill from then on out, and hitting the crit every single time. When I obtain ultimate, I must use it immediately, and crit every single time. In other words, I need to miss crit on my first attack and then land crits 5 times consecutively. That is a sickening win condition. Well, let's get to it. No, game, please. Don't you know how many tries this took?
Threshold. Peace protocol. Oh,
You're out.
Rounding errors. I was worried about this. I can't see the exact health value. Svarog probably has double-digit health remaining. I need more firepower, but a controlled, tiny amount more. These are the last few usable relics I have. If I don't get attack or attack percent rolls that are greater than my current ones, the journey will be over. Svarog, you're in for a world of hurt. I don't care that it's the 100th plus time we've battled. Blazerdono is an infinitely respawning video game protagonist, the hero of the story, and you're just an enemy in the way. It only needs to be once. One good battle. One pulling of all the right cards. One single win. And though the cards I must draw may have changed, and the order of events, they've become rearranged, I'm getting that win. Right here, right now. Let us go to the unreachable side. Because, as it always shall be, victory, no matter the cost. Unless one day I'm faced with having to drop hundreds of dollars on gacha rolls to progress. Screw that nonsense.
module overload.
I did it. I did it! Svarog has fallen! Blazerdono can finally progress the story.
Please, please! Please don't hurt Mr. Svarog!
Oh man, this took so much longer than expected. If you're wondering why the series vanished for weeks, Svarog is the reason. There was no way I could win the fight without a better light cone. Over the past 2 months, I'd been clearing Simulated Universe in preparation of buying the Destruction light cone from there, and Max superimposing it. I was well on my way, too, with 8 of the 12 Hertobons.
It's the Bane of Svarog, the big hero of the underworld.
The Bane of Svarog. I like it. And it only took, though, I don't know. It's probably somewhere near 120 attempts. Thanks for joining me in this crazy battle. If you're enjoying the show, why not subscribe to the channel? Helps me out, and I greatly appreciate the support. This is Musashi, and the absolutely undisputed reigning champion, Bane of Svarog, and don't you forget it, signing off. Till next time.